Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Unleashed, the show that sets your mind wondering and leaves you questioning. I'm your presenter, Sushi Fierce, and you can catch us on www.rudemagazine.co.za. Today's topic is pregnant and still in school. Some people tend to think that once a girl gets pregnant in high school or varsity, she will soon leave the area and not return to her academics. But today we'll be talking to people about this issue, and I've got two guests. One of them is expecting a child, and one of them already has a child, so we'll be hearing from them. But right now, over to that other child, Naughty Nights with Public Invasion.
Hey guys, this is Naughty Nats and this is Public Invasion. Today we are totally focusing on and zooming into what people have to say. So, asambe ke?
So a question ebengifuna ukubuza yona ukuba ngathini ba umntana afana okhulelwa ephakathi esikolweni.
Ndingahlupheka kakhulu ukuba unokhula ephakathi esikolweni. Ngoba ngiba ngihlupheke. Ngile nto ndiyayazi ukuba akufanelekanga umntana isikolo abe nzima. Still abheke esikolweni. Because ndiyayazi ukuba kwixesha lethu lokuqala yayingekho into enjalo. Kwakusuppose ukuba xa ukhulelwe uhlale ekhaya. Kube zindlolo umntana athi ekhulelwe asenyuka aphithizele phakathi kwabantu. And okwesibini kaloku akunawo umntana abheke eklasini enzima. Kuba zininzi iimpawu ezenzekayo umntana obhinqileyo onzima. Kuba kubakho amaxesha into yokuba xa kubekho ubuthongo funeka ulalile, akunaze ukwazi ulala eklasini. Ngoku utishara funeka ajongane nawe. And okwesibini kuba khona amaxesha uba uqoma awukhani ukuphakama. Kukho izinto ozivayo emzimbeni njengomntu obhinqileyo. So akululanga into yoba ungahamba ubheke eklasini, uathende iklasi ungumntana onzima. Baluhlaza kakhulu umntana athi efunda abe nzima. Ewe ke siyanyamezela nje kuba ugovernment utsho uyaqa, but ke iluhlaza ayinto yerayithi kwaphela.
Ndingaqala kuba kaloku lingakhuphelanga ukuba makwenzekelanga uba makomntu esikolweni. Yabo. Xa ke uba sekwenzekile nam ngoku kuzawufuneka uba mandiyomkele loo nto leyo njendixolela abantu ngiphandle. Kodwa ke ibe yona laa nto ingalunganga.
What do you think of girls who fall pregnant in varsity or high school?
Well, I think it must be really difficult for them, being young ladies, and it's not particularly well taken in places, institutions like that, but I guess these things happen. Some people might call it irresponsible, but, you can't always predict the future or the outcomes of it, so maybe it is a bit irresponsible, but I've never been in that situation before, so I can't really judge them. And yeah, I guess it depends on a lot of things.
Okay, what do you think on this issue?
Oh, I think pregnancy is very destructive when you are still a scholar or a student, because I feel like, as it is said, that your future depends on your hands. I think when you fall pregnant, it's like everything, not everything, but some things don't go as you would wish. They just fall apart. Like some of other students, they don't even go on with their studies. To them, that's just the end of life.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not one to judge, but I think it's kind of bad, and it's coming up the charts, and it's like fashion now. Like everyone is getting pregnant, and the fact is that girls are left in this dark place where the guys are still continuing their lives, and I think it's just destroying lives somehow. And then the thing is, you're not only now living for yourself, but there's also the child, and that I don't think people put that into mind and stuff. So basically that's it.
How would you react if your child fell pregnant in high school or in varsity?
Initially, I think I'd get quite a shock because I wouldn't expect it. And then, it's actually a very difficult thing because there's the child to consider, there's a kid to consider, their future and the impact of having a baby on the child's future. And I personally don't condone people falling pregnant, and I would hope that they would A, not have sex before marriage because I'm old and conservative, and B, if they did, that they'd use contraceptives. But even with contraceptives, people can have a mistake. And it's not that difficult to fall pregnant, if you're sexually active.
So yeah, what do you think?
I think it really sucks. I think pregnancy can really ruin a life. And I don't think people realize that, even with the option of, abortion or termination of pregnancy, as it's supposed to be called, that there comes like a whole bunch of like emotional like turmoil and stuff like that. So it's not just, I fall pregnant and then like, well, not me, but the person I slept with. But like, you can't just go get an abortion. It doesn't work like that, Like, there's implications for the rest of your life, You have to live with the knowledge that you had a child that you potentially killed, and I think it's a problem. And I don't think people are careless and they aren't responsible enough, because you can just get an abortion. Even though there's AIDS and STDs and stuff like that, people don't really use protection. And I think I'm quite surprised pregnancy doesn't happen more often. And if it does, then maybe it's just quite well kept, under the rug. But yeah, I think it's a problem. I think people need to be more careful.
Do you agree with Benjamin?
Well, pretty much. I mean, there's obviously emotional distress in, well, first of all, falling pregnant unexpectedly. You're going to be pretty, what the fuck? And abortion, or as you were calling it, termination of pregnancy, it's emotionally loaded. You're also going to be distressed about that. It's going to be a weight over you for the rest of your life. The sort of potentialities, and also about abortion methods. Some, like the hasty abortions, which aren't necessarily safe. I mean, that can screw up your potential in the future for having children when you're ready. And also just being pregnant at such a young age it's difficult. Not that I have an experience, but I can imagine that, like, being a student or whatever, it's going to be really difficult to be juggling work and a child if you choose to keep that child. And chances are it was a one-night stand, and then the whole father issue is just thrown out the window, because in all likelihood they will want to have absolutely nothing to do with it.
It's not a joke. Pregnancy isn't a joke, friends.
It's pretty intense.
Deep stuff, eh?
Yeah.
So you've heard what the people have had to say. Remember, if you think of aborting that baby, think of what could have been. What could have brought joy to your life 10 years down the line. Anyways, it's back to the studio with my girl, Sushi Fierce. Enjoy.
So guys, I'm chilling with my two beautiful guests, Abo and Amanda. You guys are looking so cute.
Thank you.
And we all matching, guys.
Yeah, you can see. Purple, pink, and...
We look like flowers. So guys, I want to know, a lot of people think that when a girl falls pregnant in school or varsity that it's irresponsible. What do you guys have to answer to that?
I don't think it's irresponsible. It depends on the circumstances you fell pregnant under. Yeah, for an example, I was on antibiotics and I didn't know that they were going to kick out the contraceptive pill that I was using. So and then I found myself being pregnant. It's not because I was being irresponsible, but it was because of circumstances.
Okay. And then, Abba, what was your first reaction when you realized that you were pregnant in your third year of varsity?
I was shocked, obviously. Everyone would be. But I didn't really expect to be pregnant. I didn't expect it. So, yeah, I was so shocked and so scared. And then I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Who am I going to tell? And, yeah, I was scared.
And then how far along are you?
I'm 7 months pregnant.
And your parents, how did they react?
They were disappointed. Every parent will be disappointed. So they were disappointed.
And then Amanda, your parents, how did they react?
She was also disappointed. My mom was also disappointed, like any other parent, because they expect us to finish our studies before falling pregnant. So yeah.
And then how did you cope with the pressures of being pregnant and dealing with your academics at the same time?
Because I was so worried about the fact that I'd already disappointed my mom, I thought that it's no use me coming home pregnant and then being excluded. So that motivated me to work harder and because I wanted to secure a future for my daughter and I can't secure a very good future without my education. So that motivated me a lot and pushed me to work harder so that I don't disappoint both my mother and my daughter.
So it's all about your daughter.
Yeah.
So tell us about your baby girl. How does it feel when you have to leave her at home and come back to school?
It's very painful, but I understand that it's something that I have to do. Me staying at home with her is not going to do any of us any good. So it's painful leaving her back home, but at least I know she's in good hands. So that makes me feel a bit better.
Okay, and then Abo, how are you dealing with academic pressure right now?
Oh well, now my degree is like really demanding. I have to do a lot of things, and I have to work to lectures, and then I have precs, and then precs write-ups, and then I still have to rest in between, and I can't really rest. And by the time I like sleep, I have to get up and go to the loo like every 10 seconds. It's kind of hard. Yeah, I have to like get up and then go to the loo.
Like more than once in a lecture?
No, not really. I try to hold it. Every time I get out of the lecture, I have to run to the loo. So yeah, and then I have back pains and then mood swings. So yeah.
So are people used to you by now?
Yeah,
or do you
they
still
are.
Get those days?
My friends were saying that over this pregnancy thing, you should like give birth now because we're tired of your moods.
I'm sure. And then Amanda, what kept you going when you were pregnant? Like, how did you keep motivated?
Like I said, it was my daughter and my mom, not disappointing either of them. So yeah, that motivated me a lot.
And what's keeping you going?
I have this little baby to feed, so I have to be in school. Otherwise, what is he gonna eat? So, yeah.
So, like, who stands by you the most? Your friends, parents?
I would say my mom. Yeah, my mom is like really supportive, and she's like calling me, "How are you doing? Are you fine?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then when I told her like it's back, I have to go home, I was like, "Oh, Mom, I'm coming home." She's like, "Oh, why? Is there something wrong?" And then I'm like, "No, it's just back."
So she checks up on you all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, and then how's your baby girl doing?
Oh, she's doing very well. She's so fast. She's 7 months, already has 2 teeth. She's dancing. She's a very vibrant baby. She's happy. She's just happy to be around. Like, I don't regret her at all.
Okay, guys, and then what words of encouragement would you give to ladies who have fallen pregnant in high school or in varsity? What should you have to say to them? Like, the fact that they think that they've reached a dead end. What would you have to say to motivate them?
I would say that it's not the end of the world. Falling pregnant is not a death sentence. It's not like being said you've got cancer, so now you're going to die tomorrow, you've got 3 months to live or whatever. And it doesn't mean that your dreams should end. Yeah, well, you should continue by all means. Try to work harder towards your goals. It's doable. We are here. We are studying. I was pregnant during my studies. I'm back here. A lot of people are not back, even though they were not pregnant. But I could work to the point where I could come back. So it's doable, and I'm back here. I'm away from my child, but as long as you have a good support system back home, you can do it. So if you're given the opportunity, go ahead, finish with school. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, and then Abo?
Shumi said it all. Like, you have to stay at school. That's all I can say, because it's your future and the baby's future. So stay at school.
So do you guys still panic now, like thinking about your baby? Thinking that the fact that you're still in varsity, do you guys still panic about your baby's future? If you can secure a good future?
Yeah, I still do.
I don't panic. Because I feel like she's in good hands. My mom raised me to be the woman I am. I trust that she can raise my daughter too. So I'm not panicking as such.
I'm panicking. I still have to, like,
to give birth. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a huge step on its own.
Yeah.
Guys, there are a lot of girls who abort their babies. What do you think of that?
I don't think, like, it's a good idea, but still they abort. But I think it's like babies are like what?
A blessing.
Yeah, like a blessing. So I don't think like abortion is a good idea. So, yeah.
I think it's a choice. I wouldn't go and judge people who abort, so I don't expect them to come judge me because I kept my baby. The same mistake I made, they made. Yeah, well, so I'm not going to be judgmental upon them. I think it's a personal mistake. If you personally can deal with the emotional trauma of going through an abortion, then go with it. I can't go through it. It's against my beliefs, so I chose not to.
But don't you think that if you made a mistake, why don't you face the consequences? Why kill an innocent baby?
I strongly believe that rather than bringing a child into the world that firstly you'll resent and end up abusing, or a child that you'll end up throwing away in a dump, or a child that you're going to be throwing away in an orphanage and have them live a very miserable life, rather than just end it in the beginning, if you feel that you're going to be abusive and resentful towards them.
Okay, if you say so. But you can like, there are other choices like adoption.
It's not widely, hence we've got so many orphanages and so many orphans and children in homes. Because if there were so many people who are willing to adopt, then there wouldn't be street kids, there wouldn't be children in children's homes, because they would have people to take care of them. So rather than giving a child away to live in suffering and to live a horrible life and end up resenting and hating themselves for existing, then if you feel that you can't, you're going to be bringing a child into a world of pain, then if you can handle abortion, go with it.
So you don't think badly then of girls who abort?
No, I don't judge them. It's their personal choice, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys are church girls, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about the whole church thing. Did you feel your church was judging you, or?
I'm never really at church there. I was here. So they didn't have a child. They didn't really judge me. I don't think even most of them know that I was pregnant. Because I felt pregnant when I was here. By the time I got home, I gave birth. And then when I came back to church recently, they were fine. They were happy to see me. They were happy that I bounced back. They didn't show any disappointment or anything. They're just happy that I returned back, that I didn't turn my back against God.
Oh, my church. Okay, I went twice, so, and I didn't get any like funny looks. So, yeah. And my tongue wasn't like showing. Yeah. Maybe now I'll get looks like, oh, wow. But yeah, it was okay.
Do you feel that your baby is a mistake? Would you call your baby a mistake?
No. I don't think my child's a mistake at all. That we're putting it harshly. Because thinking about it, a lot of us firstborns with our parents were not planned. The fact that you were not planned doesn't make you a mistake. Because I believe that God knew me and had a purpose about my life even before he planted me in my mother's womb. The fact that my mom had me when she was in varsity, she wasn't ready to be a mother then. But the fact that she had me in varsity doesn't make me of a mistake. Here I am making a life for myself, and there are a lot of people who are considered mistakes, as people put it, but they're making it big out there. They're making a difference in our world. They're making a difference in our country, and they're doing fine. If they can do fine, why can't my baby do fine? I don't see them as a mistake at all, because a mistake is something you regret. And when I look at her and I look at the bundle of joy that I have and the joy that she's brought to the family, everyone's happy, everyone goes all goo gaga over her, she makes everyone happy. And the happiness that she brings to our family is not a mistake. I don't regret her. So yeah, that's why I don't consider her a mistake.
Is your child a mistake?
No. No, she's not. He's not a mistake.
It's a boy.
Yeah, he's a boy. Oh.
And a lot of people take a negative view of pregnancy, well, of teenagers or young women still in varsity getting pregnant. How did your community judge you? Did you feel judged?
Okay, in my community, like, they didn't really judge me because I was, like, not around a lot. So, but people were like, I know my mom's friend was like, okay, you pregnant now. So as long as you stay in school, it's still fine, because I heard that you're going back to school. So I think my community, because it's like one row, was like kind of supportive, but not looking at the pregnancy as like a nice thing, because she said that, okay, it's not nice, but go back to school.
So, and then you?
I don't even know if they judged me or not, because I was not even there for me to witness it. I guess they were disappointed if they were, but they've never said anything to me. I've never got any dirty looks or weird looks or anything like of that sort. So I don't know. They might be talking behind my back, but what I don't know can't hurt me.
Even on campus, you weren't getting judging looks or weird eyes from people?
I just heard that people, since the father of my child is from here, people would go and say things to him. They wouldn't come to me directly. I don't know if they felt intimidated by me or what, but they would never say things to me. Never. So I never, even on campus, they would never look at me funny. Even at the dining hall, raised people were actually excited that I'm pregnant, and they would come to my room and want to feel the baby kick, and they would ask about what's going on. They were actually supportive more than being judgmental. If they were judgmental, they judged behind my back. I didn't experience any judgment.
So you were confident during your pregnancy?
I was confident.
You didn't feel judged at all?
I didn't feel judged.
And then are you feeling judged, like walking, let's say walking in the dining halls or walking in lectures?
No, not really, because people are like, oh, look at her tummy, and then I'm like, okay, really now?
Even people that you don't talk to, like, they'll come up to you?
Yeah, I know this, like, girl from from my res. She was like, oh, when is the baby due, and is it a boy, is it a girl, and all that stuff. So people were not really judgmental. Maybe they're talking behind my back, but I don't really feel like judged, because I do walk to the library a lot, and then I don't get any looks.
Thanks for joining us on the show and sharing your story, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We've come to the end of our very enlightening discussion, but right now it's time to get plugged in with the Jet Setter on Extension 1.
Welcome to Extension 1 with me, the Jet Setter, where I read your Facebook comments and tell you who to follow on Twitter. This week on Facebook, we asked you, what do you think of girls who are pregnant in varsity or school and have to rethink their lives in varsity while the guys continue with their studies? Ndumhle Kepe says, why did the girl agree to have unprotected sex in the first place? She knows who's going to get affected the most by this, and yet she still does it. She made her own bed. Bit harsh. Luando Shode says, sadly, girls know what happens when they get pregnant, and they can't hold that on anyone but themselves. Mistakes happen, condoms break, and parents will always tell you to go on the pill. They will? And some of you are just too smart for the pill. So, boy towners, girl gets pregnant, boy carries on, girl stuck with life and has to suck it up. Hashtag reality check. Ooh. Julie Juma says, I know, Chorms, it's so unfair. Very. While your friend is stuck being a baby mama and the baby daddy is busy moving on with his life, studying. One of my friends was done this to, and the effing liar ended up graduating with a law degree. Now she's stuck in her 3rd year. Nathina Tumana says, pregnancy is not a disease nor a disorder. It often happens that these girls were very active participants in the process that led to their current state of being. All right. So, while serving the Twitter sphere, we think that you should follow I Think That Way. She quotes about boys, relationships, and heartaches. Really inspirational and great. Some of her tweets include, guys, while you hurt your girl, there's a man wishing he could make love to her. And while you make her cry, the same man is stealing smiles from her. There's no point in wishing things can be different. We cannot change the past. We can only accept things and move forward. Life happens. Sometimes life's a baby. Sometimes life's a baby daddy who leaves you. When people talk about you, judge you as if they know you, don't stress about it. Just remember that dogs don't bark if they know the person. Everyone's going to judge you, left, right, and center, but you know where you're at. Know your heart. So, if you want me to be reading your comments next, you can post them on our Facebook fan page, the Rude Magazine Facebook fan page. Look for Reality Unleashed Digital Entertainment. Like our page, and then I could be reading your comments next. So, from me, the Jet Setter, it's back to your girl, Sushi Fierce in studio.
We've come to the end of our show. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch Unleashed next time. If you want to catch more outrageous stories, go to www.rudemagazine.co.za, where we are sure to break boundaries. Till next time, bye.